What if everything we think we know about the Lakers' future is just a smokescreen? What if, behind the deafening noise of trade rumors and whispered deals, there's a carefully orchestrated chess match unfolding, one that could either crown U.S. Kings again or leave us chasing shadows? Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where raw truth meets purple and gold passion. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a second of this drama. This summer, the NBA offseason feels less like a calm reset and more like a hurricane of chaos. A relentless carousel spinning so fast it leaves fans disoriented, hearts pounding with hope and dread in equal measure. Nowhere is this more true than in Los Angeles, where the storied franchise finds itself at a crossroads sharper than a dagger's edge. Fresh off a gut-wrenching first-round exit that felt like the final flicker of a once blazing flame, the Lakers stand before the twilight of a legend, LeBron James, whose career is now measured in fleeting moments rather than decades. At the same time, a new star, a generational talent named Luka Doncic, shines brighter each day. His promise and presence a beacon for hope and renewal. But is that hope immediate? Or is it a distant mirage cast by a management team playing the long game? For weeks, the name Andrew Wiggins crashed through the rumor mill like a tidal wave. Here's a versatile wing, a former champion, a proven scorer, seemingly tailor-made as the missing puzzle piece for a team desperate to solidify wing depth and defensive versatility. The chatter was loud and convincing. Trade packages with Miami, including draft picks and promising role players, all to reclaim Wiggins from the Heat's grasp. Fans dreamed of a trio with LeBron, Luka, and Wiggins, clutch, gritty, unstoppable. Yet just as quickly, that dream sparked and vanished, snuffed out by the Athletics' Dan Woik, who, on the Zach Lowe show, laid down a merciless truth. They're not interested in Andrew Wiggins. I think I can put that one to bed. That dismissal cut deeper than any blade. Why turn away from a player still carving out respectable stats, 18 points for 0.5 rebounds to 0.6 assists, 40.8% shooting from the field, and 37.4% from deep? The answer might not lie in Wiggins himself. No, it whispers of a grander vision, a blueprint etched far beyond the immediate itch to patch holes on a sinking ship. The Lakers front office isn't just wheeling and dealing for short-term gain. They're preserving precious cap space, financial flexibility, and roster maneuverability to prepare for a seismic shift in the summers of 2026 and 2027. LeBron's clock ticks by his age 41 season, the final year of his contract. Patience won't be just a virtue, but a necessity, because this isn't about incremental upgrades. It's about landing true superstars, the kind who can walk arm in arm with Doncic, who at 26 has become the unshakable cornerstone of the franchise's future, and perhaps the league's next unavoidable titan. This is no fantasy. The whispers ring loudest around one name: Nikola Jokic. The two-time MVP and three-time NBA champion with the Denver Nuggets is edging toward the twilight of his reign, yet remains the bedrock of a team that has tasted the sweet elixir of greatness. Luka and Jokic hail from the same European roots, sharing a bond that transcends the court old friends, whose synergy could shatter the Western Conference's new order. It's a tantalizing prospect that the Lakers are silently targeting, a meticulously calculated long shot that would reshape the NBA's power dynamics for years to come. Mark Deeks of Heavy laid bare the quiet truth, the Lakers' paradoxical silence in this offseason. The absence of frantic moves is a deliberate act of strategy aimed squarely at free agency 2027, when Jokic is free to sign with the highest bidder. The ripple effect of this strategy hits like a shockwave, especially after Jokic's recent decision to decline Denver's contract extension. A bold move that sent tremors throughout the league. Even Nuggets president Josh Kroenke has openly acknowledged the possibility of Jokic walking away, an extraordinary admission in an NBA where loyalty rarely outlasts the dollar. Now, some might chalk Jokic's holdout up to money waiting for a richer payout as a savvy, if risky, gamble, but there's a deeper game at play here. It's a pressure tactic aimed directly at Denver's front office. Bolster this roster now, or risk losing your greatest player to purple and gold glory. Meanwhile, Luka Doncic himself might mirror this path, delaying a long-term contract extension with the Lakers just enough to maintain flexibility, to strike gold at the perfect time when his true market value skyrockets. After a decade in the league, these contract decisions are far from mere paperwork. They are the intricate dance of millions, the fine margins between championship contention and prolonged rebuilds. While the Lakers map out this grand strategy, balancing the untouchable symbolism of LeBron's legacy with the hunger of Luka's ascent. The franchise also acknowledges the here and now cannot be ignored. LeBron, though aged, still clings to relevance as a top 15 player in the league. There's logic in maximizing these remaining flashes of elite play, while managing the risk of mortgaging the future. LeBron's recent hints about the front office's reticence to gamble valuable assets on immediate gains reveal the tightrope walk between contending this season and staying poised for a historic free agency coup. And then there are those controversial trade whispers swirling through the rumor vortex, like the one spun by Sports Illustrated proposing a Blockbuster 3-team deal involving the Atlanta Hawks, Miami Heat, and the Lakers, centering on none other than Bam Adebayo. This trade scenario would see the Lakers acquiring a defensive juggernaut in Bam, instantly bolstering their front court and providing a much-needed insurance policy to Doncic and a post-LeBron world. Meanwhile, the Heat supposedly gained wing depth and future assets, and the Hawks obtained Maxi Kleber, creating a complex domino effect from the Lakers' perspective. This seems like a slam-dunk move, the kind that could turn their defense from a liability into a fortress overnight, sharpening their sword for a deep playoff run. Bam Adebayo's defensive prowess and underrated playmaking might just be the missing puzzle piece that finally clicks the wheel of purple and gold into unstoppable motion. But here's where the narrative falters under closer inspection. Would the Heat truly trade away their all-star linchpin for a young guard with potential, but no proven star status yet in Austin Reeves? Drop your take in the comments. I'll be reading everyone. Listen up, Lakers Nation, this isn't some casual offseason whisper. This is a thunderclap in the chest, a gut punch that demands every ounce of your passion and belief. We are standing not just on the precipice of change, but in the raging eye of a storm that will define the Los Angeles Lakers for a generation. And if you think this is just another cycle of panic and hope, another carousel spinning us through disappointment masked as potential, then you haven't been paying attention. Because let me tell you, this roster, this front office, this whole damn organization is playing a game so high stakes, so calculated, it makes every last second of LeBron's twilight years feel like a countdown to a dynasty rebirth, or a fade to black darker than any Laker fan has dared to imagine for decades. Imagine the weight on Anthony Davis's shoulders right this second, the burden of being the chosen one to carry purple and gold through the post-LeBron abyss, the expectation to be the anchor in a sea of uncertainty. AD stares at the horizon, knowing full well that the Lakers' future hinges on decisions that feel 1,000 moves ahead, a Game of Thrones where every misstep could spiral the franchise back to the wilderness we knew all too well in years past. And what of LeBron? Here we have a man whose legacy is already etched in the heavens, but who still fights like a cornered lion, refusing to let his story end as a mere footnote or cautionary tale about aging greatness. His whispers to the media about front office caution weren't complaints, they were cries from the soul, warnings that time is not on our side, that the fandom deserves more than half measures and wishes for miracles. But no doubt, the Lakers brass wrestle with a stark reality. How do you balance honoring a legend whose name is forever stitched into the franchise fabric while building around a restless Luka and the dream of a Nikola Jokic alignment that feels as close to mythical as anything in modern sports? That's the question burning in boardrooms. In private texts from Jeannie Buss to her advisors, do we push all chips in on the now, risking draft assets, cap space, and future flexibility, or do we hold silhouette players against a horizon where Jokic, Luka, and maybe even Bam Adebayo become the pillars of a new empire? And here's the kicker: what if Jeannie Buss, the steadfast guardian of Lakers tradition, stays put just long enough for a billionaire swooper to crash the purple and gold party, a financial titan who changes the landscape overnight? Imagine the chaos and calculation of that moment, a billionaire's billions crashing the carefully maintained Lakers dynasty blueprint. What does that do to a front office that's been playing chess with mission-critical trade moratoriums and silent contractual power plays? History reminds us that the Lakers' greatest glories came when bold moves met fearless ambition. Magic and Kareem redefining basketball in the 80s. The Kobe Shaq era forging a three-peat that immortalized greatness, the Kobe Gasol resurgence that avenged past failures, and the electrifying 2020 bubble title that felt like a miracle carved out of tragedy and perseverance. But every one of those moments was born from risk, decisive, almost reckless at times, something the Lakers now must emulate without the security blanket of certainty. What if that risk doesn't pay off? The post-title decline was brutal. They tasted the glory and watched it bleed away in free agency losses and injuries. The curse of championship hangover settling over the franchise. Like a shadow no bright star could outrun, that shadow looms large today, threatening to suffocate this calculated, slow-burn rebuild before it even begins. But make no mistake, the Lakers are fighting tooth and nail to shatter the Western Conference's chokehold on power, the Warriors' dynasty, Phoenix Suns' fiery rise. The Clippers' perennial promise saw these giants await cracks in LA as armor to pounce and stake their claim. And what about Denver? Jokic's potential departure would devastate the Nuggets more than any playoff loss could, igniting a wildfire of panic across the league. And yet it also hands the Lakers a sword with which to carve their legacy. A lightning bolt might strike that 2027 summer, and the NBA landscape could tilt so dramatically it feels less like a game and more like a seismic shift tearing through decades of status quo. Now imagine, just imagine, if the Lakers pull off a deal for Bam Adebayo before they're not just a piece, but a linchpin in this audacious plan. Bam's defense, his ability to protect the rim and create offense, could transform a shaky Lakers core into a fortress where Doncic's artistry and LeBron's genius flourish without breaking down under pressure. But what if this time the patience pays off? What if the whispers of Jokic and Bam and Luka align to form an unbreakable bond that crushes the ambitions of Golden State, Phoenix, and Denver alike? What if LeBron passes the torch not with fading embers, but with a blazing inferno that ignites a purple and gold dynasty for the ages? The blood, sweat, tears, and relentless faith of every Laker fan, it all hangs in the balance. A story still screaming for its final chapter. As a Laker till the day I die, here's what I see coming. The next few years won't be a faint echo of greatness. There'll be a battle, a war, a testament to what it means to bleed purple and gold. We will rise or fall hard, but we will never fade quietly. Now, I want to hear it from you. Drop your raw take below. Every true believer in purple and gold, do we dare to trust this grand design? Or is this the final act before the curtain falls?